Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm going to chat about something a little bit different than I normally do. And I will add these things into the podcast. I have done it before when things come up and I'm finding ways to navigate things or just, tips or things that are working for me. Sometimes it's therapeutic to talk through these things. And if it can help somebody else, one more person, then that's why I do this. So this in my personal life, things have just been a little chaotic and a little not like they normally are. My dad's health is not great. He needs a full-time caretaker, which is my mom. But me, Matt, and our kids, we are over there a lot to try to help, not only her, but, him if he needs something. We were, helping him get to doctor's appointments because he can't use his legs very well. He falls, sometimes when he's walking and thinks he doesn't need a walker, but definitely needs one. Sometimes his, using his hands and things and there's just a lot of things that he can't do anymore. And so that's just been an adjustment for us, going through this. And recently we found out that we unexpectedly lost a friend and one of the best friends to one of our kids. So that has been something else that we are working through. And so there's just a lot of that going on. And I've said here before on the podcast that I am somebody that struggles with control. I always say that, I have a fear of flying and I know it's from like not being in control, right? Like I'm not in control of that plane. I mean, I don't want to fly that plane, but you know what I mean? It's just not having the control. When something happens, it's so weird, but like if you ever go through a stressful time, and I know I've said it here on the podcast before, you ask people when you're stressed out, what do you do? Like some people work out, some people eat, some people, clean, and that's me. That's what I go to. I start cleaning. Like that is something I can control in that moment. And it just because I can't just sit, I have to be busy. And so, I will start cleaning because I can control the cleaning, right? Whatever else is going on, I can't control. So I need to find control in something. It's so weird. And they say that is, like it comes from your childhood, like me struggling with control. And it does come from my childhood. There are instances in my childhood. I had a great childhood, but there are things in my childhood that I definitely know now I didn't have control over and I felt out of control. And so it's like, I know exactly where this stems from now. And like, it's like, oh my gosh, this totally makes sense. And why I've always cleaned my room, like even growing up, and I organized it every week and I rearranged it every week. Like I had control of that room, right? Like I had control of that one space. And, I know that is something that I struggle with. And it's something I don't want to struggle with. Like I want to be more carefree and that is Matt. Like he is my yin to my yang or whatever they say. It is why we, mix so well together because he is just more carefree and whereas I just need to have some kind of control or then I just feel out of control. And so through these times that, I can't control anything that's going on right now with my dad and with this friend, but I can go into action. And so that's what I've been doing, right? So whatever my mom needs help with, whatever my dad needs, I make sure that we're there or, we're, doing the lawn or we're doing, if we need to pick up groceries or bring over dinner or set up a schedule where other people come in and help out, whatever it is. So I go into that, right? Same with this friend of ours. The kids are going to need a lot. And so there's a lot to navigate with that. She was their everything. And so now that she's gone, there's just, again, go into action, right? And so, but there are some things that I have found that really, really help me when I'm not like in action or there, like I'm throughout my day, like it's just something that's helping me cope and like just get through this. And it's something that I wish that I could give to everybody and that you could understand how important it is and how much, what do I want to say? Not relief, but it just gives you a moment of, okay, it's hard to explain. It's that constant that you can rely on that for yourself, if that makes sense. So I know it's going to be taboo or like everybody talks about this, but if you can get up any earlier than you normally do, so if you work out of the home, in the home, you're stay-at-home mom, whatever it is, whatever your situation is, you are retired, you volunteer. If you can get up, if you can give yourself at least 30 minutes before the rest of the house wakes up, to do whatever it is that you love to do. So, give yourself, and I know you're thinking there is no way I can get up out of bed a half an hour earlier. I'm already getting up way early. Literally, if you can just roll out of bed and then go lay on the couch or roll out of the bed and sit in your favorite chair. Whatever it is, if you like to drink tea or coffee in the morning or something else, to sit with that quiet for like 30 minutes and it's just you by yourself, it's unbelievable. Now, if you can do that, like so I have always been somebody that gets up earlier than anybody else in our house. I've always been a morning person. So I know that's a lot easier. If somebody were to tell me, if you can just stay up an extra half an hour at night, I would be like, oh my gosh, but I would definitely try it, but that would be my hard side. Like that would be like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I could do it. I definitely can't like lay down. So I will just have to be sitting up for that half an hour because if I lay down, I will be out. But it definitely just gives you a start to your day without any chaos, without any mom, or your husband asking for, where's this? I need that. Or, just the hustle and bustle of the morning time, everybody getting out of the house or whatever your situation looks like. Having a half an hour to yourself in the morning without anything else, you get to just be with yourself and you get to just give yourself that. I'm telling you, it'll make a huge difference. On top of that, so for me, what I have, before this all went down, my morning routine is literally, it's sacred time for me. Without it, it's just, I need that every morning. And so I get up earlier before everybody. If the dog gets up with me, sometimes she stays in with Matt in bed, but I will get her, I would take her out to go potty and she takes these little heartburn pills. I cannot believe this. It's so funny. But anyway, and so I have to give her that, like a half an hour before she eats. If she gets up with me, then I may walk her. It is not a long walk. It's basically just for her, and then I will come back and I work out. And again, it doesn't have to be a workout. It doesn't have to be a walk. It doesn't have to be a run. It doesn't have to be any of that. If it's a half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, if you can just start with 15 minutes or 10 minutes earlier, it will make a huge difference. But I have also, which I have never done. We recently went on a trip to Lake Michigan. It's one of our favorite places to be. And when we like to go early summer because it's just not busy. And the water in the lake is so cold. Like I have never been in the lake. You go up to like your knees or whatever and you're freezing. But for a long time now, I've been thinking about cold plunging and talking about it. And so I'm like, you know what I'm going to do when we're in Lake Michigan every day? I'm going to get in that lake, up to my neck, and I'm just going to try it. It was so cold. It was so cold. But it's just this like mind over matter thing. And, you're breathing, you're kind of breathing out hard in the beginning to get down there. But it's like you sit there for whatever it is, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But you're like totally just focused on your breathing because you can't be focused on how cold you are, right? Like it's like this mind thing. And so when we got home, I bought a cold plunge, not a tub. I'm like, let's just go as cheap as I can go to see if I'm going to even actually do this. And so it was on Amazon, and it's like, it's really pretty cool. It's really like how for our setup and where we live and like where I need, like where the hose is and everything. It's actually, it's perfect for us. It's just a little thing that you sit in, and then you fill it with water, obviously. But I've been doing that since we've been home. And when I sit in that thing, I am just with my thoughts, myself. I'm quieting my mind, 3 to 5 minutes, whatever it is. And to be honest, it's so much easier now. Like before, I would just get in up to my knees and then I just stand there for 3 minutes and then try to get down. And now it's I get in, get down, and I'm, done soon. And this is not a cold, I'm not trying to sell that. But what I'm just saying is it's like that extra piece of I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me. I don't do enough for myself. We are constantly doing for other people. And in dire needs like what I'm going through right now with family and friends, or just every day for your kids, your husband, your wife, whatever, you're constantly giving. And so to have that time for yourself, I've even tried, meditation is something, that I've heard so many great things about, and I have such a hard time again just sitting and not doing anything. So making myself sit and do these things, it's just been so good for me because again, I can control those things, right? So I can control the, getting up early. I can control the, walking the dog, that kind of stuff, how far I'm going to go. It's just me and the dog, right? Or if I'm not doing that, I can control the workout, right? So that I can all be controlled. If I'm doing the cold plunge, I can control that. It's a controlled thing, but it's all stuff for you. Because I just the other day, I was talking to one of my team members and she's kind of going through something as well. And it's so true when people say, if you're not taking care of yourself, you cannot be taking care of other people, right? And I am the first to let you know I don't do it enough. And I am the first to let you know that I need to do more things for myself. I kind of think when our kids are fully gone, even now, like they're both working a lot, or like when they're in school and then they're working after school and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, like my whole, you feel like your whole existence or your whole like person is wrapped around these two kids. And it has been, right? For 18, 20 years. That's what your life has been. Their practices, their games, their schedules, their, when they have to eat, your life is consumed by these little humans that you have had to raise. And then one day you're like, okay, and now what? And now what? So I'm really trying to, do these things for myself. And I know they're like healthy things for myself, right? But they don't have to be that. It doesn't have to be a workout. Literally, if you can roll out of bed 10 minutes early and just roll onto the couch, like if you are not a morning person, and I so get that. I have a kid that is not a morning person at all. And so Matt is not a morning person, but he's actually been getting in the cold plunge, which I cannot even believe. And right now it's summer. And so that's why I said, let's just ease into this. He did not really do it at the lake, but, coming fall and winter, we'll see how that's going to go. And I don't even know if this tub, this like inexpensive tub thing that I got is going to hold up in the winter here in Iowa. But anyway, it's just those. And another thing that I like to do too is I think that's why I like DIYing and working on projects, because I can control them, right? It's like a controlled thing. And so I actually have a huge wardrobe that I'm working on. And I know I talked about it here on the podcast, but I know it's going to take a lot of time. And so when I am kind of stressed out, I am like stripping off the paint and using a heat gun to get the paint off the armoire. I know I'm just going to do one section at a time. And so right now, things are really chaotic in my personal life, so I haven't had a ton of time. But there's been a couple hours here and there where it's like, I'm just going to go out to my garage and I'm just going to zone out for 1 hour. Give me 1 hour. I put in a podcast or I listen to music, and I have that 1 hour to just concentrate on that paint, on that piece. And it's like therapy. It's just another thing that I can do to like zone out and just give myself that time. So we all have our own stories. We all have things that we're going through. Believe me, I know. It's like you think you're really going through it, and then you hear somebody else's story and you're like, oh my gosh. So if you can find those things that, and maybe control is not your issue. That's just my story. But if you can find those things that like help you zone out from it all, or that help you give to yourself, or give you a few extra minutes to just breathe outside of the chaos, before the day starts. And maybe if mornings are just totally out for you, maybe it's at the end of the day. You put the kids down to bed, you tell your husband you need a half an hour, and you go do whatever. Maybe that's reading. I like to read before I go to bed. Sometimes I'm just so tired though, it doesn't work out that way, but maybe it's reading, maybe it's, but I do challenge you. Here's another challenge, and something that, I work on my phone, right? A lot of my work is done on my phone, but in the morning, I cannot pick up my phone for that time that I am, doing whatever it is that I'm doing that morning, right? For that, my alone time. Now you can, if you're listening to a podcast or music or something, that's different, but don't scroll social media. Don't do that for the first half an hour of your day or the first 15 minutes, whatever it is. Don't just grab your phone. Read a book. Just sit with your thoughts, go for a walk, drink your coffee, but do not scroll social media, Pinterest, YouTube, whatever it is that you like to scroll through on your phone. Don't do it for that time. Like, give yourself that uninterrupted time. It's just kind of that grounding time for me. Like, okay, like here I am. You guys, it's a daily struggle for me. Like, I have to talk myself through it. I have to try and push the thoughts of the stress and like what's going on away. Even with my business and my work, there's a lot of stress that comes with it. And it's like a roller coaster, just like anything else. It's up and down, up and down. And so sometimes those really stressful times, I have to physically talk myself out of it. You'll be in a workout and you're like, okay. And then those thoughts just start coming to you, or that stress starts coming to you. And then it's just kind of like you you like lose out on the workout or the walk, and you just want to go home, or you just want to stop working out. And you have to fight that urge, or you have to fight those thoughts and say, this is for me. This is healthy. This is going to make me a better person. I'm going to be able to give to other people a lot better if I continue this, if I see this through. And some mornings are better than others. Like, I'm here to tell you, some mornings are a lot better than others, but you stay consistent with it, and you'll see over time, like, just how much better you'll feel, how much better your day goes. You may be more tired at night. You may sleep better at night. That's one thing when stress is really bad. It's, sleep is like one of the first things for me to I lose sleep, or I wake up at odd hours, or whatever it is. And sleep is so important. So maybe you'll find that you're sleeping better. Like, it'll just be these random things where you're like, oh my gosh, I felt more alive, or I felt more awake, my first 2 hours of work today. I feel like I got a lot done. Or, the kids did not annoy me so much this morning. I think it's because I had, that half an hour to myself before they started needing me, and it just wasn't as annoying today, or whatever it is. Like, it'll be these little things that I promise you will show up. But no matter what you're going through, try to give yourself that time. Try to give yourself. It's not selfish. It's not selfish. It's selfless, to be completely honest, because you're not good to the people around you if you aren't good. Do you know what I mean? So it's not selfish. Don't look at it like that. I could go on a lot longer than this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to stop here. But I just thought maybe this could help somebody today. It's really helped me through this time. And so I just thought I would share it today here on the podcast. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode, And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so, so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.